I'm Commander Tyrael, and this is W.I.N.T.E.R Naval. I've been asked by a lot of viewers to show some raw footage of my PT boat gameplay, but any good pirate lord needs a pirate base. So I sent some crews in to set myself up a nice little fortress surrounded by mines, and then the air crews took out the big threats, namely this Admiral Hipper. I then used the pilot to spread some flyers to announce the arrival of the great Kraken Lord. Thanks for joining me. Let's go on a raid. This is the Project 123K, and I'm pretty sure that the K stands for Kraken, because this thing can take down any ship that it comes across. It is a literal ninja of War Thunder. Small, fast, heavily armed. And if this thing crosses around a corner, you want to hope that you're ready for it. Because if it gets underneath your bow and underneath your weapons, there is little you can do about it but die. As mentioned before, I've laid a minefield all around the B point. While it is yet to pay off with a kill, I have managed to strand at least 3 warships up against the rocks. In this case, one of my allies got the kill, but that explosion was quite glorious. So my main objective is to get to the cap point, secure the area, and hold it at all costs. Now in a game like this, I'm in a complete up tier. You might be thinking, well, how is he going to do this? He has no teammates, and what it is, it's all about managing the aggro, knowing when to commit to a fight and when to pull away. A target pulling away at high speed is much harder to lead than a target approaching, and by turning away from an attacking aircraft, you also increase your time until he gets to you. These few precious seconds give you the ability to dodge him or put some extra shots on him. So I gradually make my way back to the cap point, taking the longest route possible. There's my lovely minefield that I mentioned before. Now there's not much cover here, but for this boat there is enough. It's just going to require some very careful throttle control, because this American destroyer wants my blood. So all we have to do now is sit here and play Pirate Peekaboo. Just managing the throttle to keep moving in the cover, and you pretty comfortably will survive these salvos. Despite not moving much, the strong back and forward action makes it incredibly hard for his gunners to pull a lead. Each time I go forward and backwards, he has to double the lead either way. Now that the point is captured, I dump some smoke and turn away from him. I had hoped to try and reload my depth charges, but I realized that the smoke cover wouldn't last long enough. Hiding just long enough to break his lock on me, I make a dash for the point. Zero to 95 kilometers an hour in this boat is very quick. So unless he's got a solid gun solution on you from the start, he won't get you. So now I need to just go and have a cup of tea. Have a relax in the pirate base and take a read of the situation. A cruise has just moved into the sea point, which means I will have to act. But the reason I waited here was to try and lure that destroyer from before over to the point. He's going to get a nasty surprise when he realizes there's a minefield there, and that's going to severely limit his options. In the meantime, I'll creep up slowly. The slower you move in a PT boat, the less visible you are. And by hugging the coastline, do not have a silhouette against the horizon. Easy does it. There's no rush. The more patient you can be and the more information you gain, the more effective you'll be. So I see that the Davis has moved into the cap point. Take a big reverse to get a big run up and hit the corner at half speed. This angle against the destroyer can be hard for a torpedo strike due to their maneuverability. In this case, I should have trusted the torpedo lead, and I underestimated it. Normally this would be a bad situation, no depth charges or torpedoes, but you do have artillery, and he's about to ram into the island. So call it in on myself and get nice and close so these 5-inch guns can't get depression on me. Now here's my favourite part, the panic wiggle and the rod from God. Goodbye, my friend. Courtesy of one 14-inch artillery shell. Now I wish I could say that my luck continues, but things are about to get a little bit hairy. With the B point locked down and the ticket starting to bleed, I've only got one choice but to try and make a dash for the C point. The only problem is, there's a USS Detroit on it, and I have no teammates left. At this point, my adrenaline's about 120 beats a minute, which for me, that's very high. And then I hear the dreaded sound of an engine. And it's my friend from the B point, coming to get his sweet revenge. Like before, I turn away to obscure myself in the smoke and dodge just as he starts firing. Close call. I've given myself about another 30 seconds until he comes around again. And this is the point where the stress gets the better of me. And I was my own demise. Until next time, Commander Tyrael, out.